to shave it before he flew. And now it's grown back. And I'm not a fan, as you all know. Although whenever I put polls up saying, should he shave it, everyone says, keep the beard. So, side.
All right. So, cricket post-COVID-19. I mean, what do you think that's going to be like, guys? I mean, this is an interesting one because we're looking at something that might impact our lives, our future, everything, so everything. Do you think there's going to be, how do you think it's going to change?
I think this time next year, 12 months' time, we won't really be talking about it. We'll be talking about, hey, that was the PSL that we didn't get to finish because of the virus, but hopefully everything's back to normal by sort of the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
I think it becomes really difficult now because cricket's always been quite respectful of saying, this is your time, then this tournament happens, and we all fit in around each other. And now all of a sudden, we've had a big blackout period where nothing can happen, and things like the IPL are up in the air, the World Cup is up in the air. We don't know when tournaments are going to be because we don't know when we can start playing again. So I think the schedule will become even more crowded, which is crazy because there's already so much cricket that's packed into every single year. So I think it will impact scheduling a little bit because we're going to try and get everything in that we've missed. Including maybe PSL finals. We don't know, what's happening with that, but it will mean all of a sudden, I think that there's a lot of cricket to be played in an even shorter amount of time. So it'll be hard on the guys. Scheduling will be hard on their bodies. It will be even busier if that's possible once we're back up and running again. So
yeah, you've got a comment from some guy called Ahmed. He's saying, Erin, are you guys getting married during PSL 6?
Well, at this stage, we may be because we don't know when we can have our wedding currently.
Yeah.
We've got some laws in Australia at the moment that say you can't have weddings of more than 5 people. I have a few more people than 5 that I was planning on inviting. So our original date is out the window. So we're not totally sure when it will be at this point.
All right, my inbox is flooded with just about 100 questions for you guys. So I'm going to start, taking at least a few so that we can get through it. Ghalib is asking about your experience of being mentored by Viv Richards. I mean, I think you've pretty much answered about how you were kind of shocked that he actually turned up to see you when you were not in the best of health. Faik Hussain wants to know, Ben, what do you think of Babar's class?
Pretty special, isn't it? I remember I first played against him in the World 11 Tour in 2017. And he was amazing then, and he just gets bigger and better every single year.
Yep, he is one of the best that we've got in Pakistan. Where lots of questions for you. Will Ben be available for next PSL? AKS is asking, how quick was Naseem Shah in the nets?
Ben wouldn't know because he refused to face him, from what I hear.
Is it?
I didn't get to face him in the nets. I think I faced him once and he was bowling off half a run it. But the way that our schedule was this year for Quetta is we only had 3 or 4 training sessions the entire tournament. Because back-to-back games, there were games that we flew on the day of as well.
I was going to come to that actually because I heard that a lot from Quetta that their travel plan was really messed up. Do you think that had any kind of an impact on the game for you guys? I mean, was it really taxing? Of course, because you were traveling a lot, right?
Yeah, that was one of the more physically demanding tournaments I've been a part of, just because of the schedule of. I think Lahore had the complete opposite of us. They played 8 games at home in Lahore and a couple else on the road, or in Islamabad, which is only a 45-minute flight away, whereas we were jumping all over the shop. Even Multan, we had flights cancelled due to weather, so we flew 2 hours before the game in Multan. Which back home here, you don't really fly 2 days before a game, let alone 2 hours before a game.
That's true. Erin, which was your favorite city in Pakistan? Aryan Shahzad is asking that question.
Oh, that's so difficult. All the cities have their own flavor and their own feel, and there's things that I love about each of them. So Karachi kind of felt like home because I went last year. So I love the familiarity, and the stadium is fantastic. National Stadium of Karachi. The crowds are wonderful. We got to catch up with Wasim Akbar and Shanira as well. Things like that. Because for me, places are people rather than physical
That's
things.
true.
So coming back and seeing people and your friends in those places is amazing. But I thought Islamabad was beautiful.
It is.
The scenery there. It was very cold. Like I found Pindi very cold at the stadium, but
I was freezing.
it's a really beautiful part of the country. And then Lahore, I got to see a little bit of. You took me around to see what we could in the short time that we were there, but I'm looking forward to exploring it more when I'm back, hopefully next year.
Thoughts on Haider Ali and Haris Rauf, Mr. Heartless? That's what his username is. Mr. Heartless wants to know, what are your thoughts on Haider Ali and Haris Rauf?
Exciting players, aren't they? Particularly, I've seen a lot of Harris, obviously, popped up during the Big Bash season just before PSL this year and took a lot of wickets, a couple of fifers and bowled fast. So another 12 months' time, we'll see them again in PSL next year, hopefully doing even better than they already are.
And I thought Haider Ali was really useful for Shah Azalmi. Like often their openers didn't get off to the best start, so he found himself in from the word go. Young emerging player thrown straight into the spotlight, and I thought he handled himself really well. He put together, quite a few memorable innings, and he looked good, didn't he? He looked really good. The times that he managed to get going and get a decent score. So I think he was a fantastic find for the HPL PSL this season.
Kinza Khan wants to know, Ben, who are your top favorites for the T20 World Cup 2020? Hopefully, if it does go through.
I'd like to think it will go through. I think the top probably 4 teams will be Aussies, Pakistan, India, and probably the Poms.
That is true. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one this time. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to it, despite the fact that everything around is not what it should be. But we got to stay positive and look forward to some cricket and hope that we get a really good tournament. Shahnawaz Sati is asking Erin, which Pakistani player is your favorite one? They all want to know who your favorites are because they've all tuned in for you guys. Yeah.
It's really tough. 2 seasons now, so you get to know some of the players better, which is fantastic. And I love your Wahab Riazes of the world. He's just always such a fun interview, and he's so generous with his time. I was really impressed with Shaheen Shah Afridi again this season. I just think he's such an incredible talent. I hope he learns some English more so I get to talk to him. Unfortunately, I never get to interview him just yet. But he seems like a really lovely person, and he's a fantastic talent. So there's some incredible players there. It's hard to pick a favorite. I love watching Babar Azam bat. When he is on, he is just magic to watch. Just a beautiful
Lots of Easter wishes for all of you. A lot of people saying happy Easter to both of you. So greetings, Easter greetings from everybody. Where are you guys going to go for your honeymoon? Raw.Faye wants to know, after quarantine when you get married, is there a specific spot that you decided?
We really wanted to go to the Maldives. That was
yes. I've been there. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the reason being is Ben and myself, we're always traveling and we're always, kind of running on empty with work. So we didn't want an adventure holiday or anything particularly taxing. I kind of tossed up Europe because I haven't done too much of Europe before, but Europe in summer, which is when we would have been going, is really hectic with a lot of people. And Ben's like, I don't want people. I just want relax. I want chilled. I want somewhere quiet. And I mean, we're better than the Maldives for that. It's so secluded and beautiful. And
Khwaja wants to know, what does Ben think of you in Pakistani attire?
I like it.
he likes it. Every time I wear it, he thought it was awesome. He goes, "You should wear this more often." I said, "No, working on it. Working on it." But yeah, he was a fan.
Well, Erin, we feel you look beautiful in whatever you wear. So, you know,
But when you style me, I look amazing. So thank you for taking me shopping.
Hassan Rafiq wants to know this one question that everybody kind of asks. Erin, Ben, what would you say? Pakistan is a safe country from your experiences? Question mark.
Definitely, yeah. That wasn't something I was worried about at all. You know, before and during the tournament, and I certainly recommend it to everyone. You know, for next year as well. But that's the second trip I've done without a drama, and you know, it never even crossed my mind, to be fair.
Yeah, it feels like home, and I feel just as normal and as safe walking around there as I do with any of the tournaments I go to all over the world. I remember when I first took on the PSL last year, and I said to Ben, "Hey, like, you know, they want to know if I'm interested in going. What do you think?" He was like, "Hell yes, absolutely." I had a great time to go. Like, there was no hesitation there whatsoever. And, you know, my experience was fantastic. And I was so excited to get to come back again this year. So
I think that's the kind of attitude that we need from everybody out there. I mean, you guys have been super supportive. And of course, you've had the experience of playing within the country. I hope at some point we do get a chance where the security sort of eases off and you can head out more, because there's so much to see in the country and so many wonderful like places to visit, to eat, so many nice restaurants. Erin, you've been to a few with me, but that's just a few. There's quite a few actually. That
the food is good. We were saying that the food is fantastic.
Food, yeah, you got all kinds of cuisines over there, to be honest. So, Erin, I'm gonna like, obviously we've had a lot of cricket talk, but we've got so many women who are tuning in right now, and like a lot of women, and you know, even men actually, even the men who are into grooming, you know, want to know what is your you know, beauty routine like these days. I mean, what do you do? Do you have a specific do you wear a lot of masks, keep yourself hydrated? You know, all the things. Obviously, you work out. So how do you maintain your good skin and all of that?
I'm pretty high maintenance. You probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's harder at the moment because I get to work with a lot of amazing people. Like, he's like, "I'm out."
Yeah, he's done. He's done with it. He's done with it.
He's done. You know,
we wanted to know his beauty routine as well. I mean, he's just gone with what does he do to keep his beard and shit?
Nothing. That's the problem. It just grows and it gets fluffy. If he had some bit of manscaping, it wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, I try and really look after my skin. I stay out of the sun, which is very important in Australia. Wearing sunscreen every day. I get facials about every 6 weeks because I wear a lot of heavy makeup.
Yes.
So I think you and I talked a lot about this, but cleansing facials that really get rid of all the congestion and the makeup that sits deep in your pores is really important. So that personal hygiene, which we're all very aware of now, I suppose, because of COVID more than any, but you know, just cleanliness with your skin is very important. And you know, what you put in your body as well shows on the outside with your skin. So a balanced, healthy diet, lots of fresh vegetables and juices, and you know, getting a real good mix of things in your diet is very important. But yeah, I just try and stay on top of things. And I work with a couple of skincare brands as well through Sakura, which I believe you hopefully will get at some point in Pakistan, which would be amazing. But if you're ever in Dubai or overseas, stock up, because Sephora collection has a lot of really affordable, fantastic masks and night creams and things like that. So
they do actually, they do, but it's a bit difficult to access you know, things at this point of time. I mean, it's just so difficult to get hold of stuff. A lot of the stuff, even imagine, even for like, you know, like to cook or to bake, I'm finding it difficult to find stuff in the stores at this point of time because some of them are just not available. And that's
we can't get flour. We cannot buy flour in Australia at the moment. It's like dire straits. It's crazy. Everyone is just buying all of the flowers. So there must be like a million cupcakes and cookies out there that everyone's eating. But
Yeah. So we've got Aisha Afsal saying, Erin, you are my motivation to get up and work out every single day. Love your positive energy. Basically, she's saying keep those workout videos going because it motivates everybody. I do believe in that, right? I try and like, post something or the other workout related because I feel like at this point in time, the last thing we want is people to be completely inactive and just eating and staying, on their couches doing absolutely nothing.
yeah, and that's the thing, we all get so used to our routine. If you are someone that likes to exercise, getting out and going for a run or going to the gym, and when that gets taken away from you when we're in isolation, we kind of go, it's too hard, I can't go, don't worry about it. But the reality is you can work out anywhere. You can do anything anywhere, and half an hour to 45 minutes a day is actually not a long time. Everyone can fit that in at some point, and you feel so much better for it after. So if I can motivate anyone to get up, and if you're working from home or if you're feeling a little bit flat, it actually makes you feel so much better, just physically and emotionally. Physically, because you're working your body and you're using your muscles, and you're getting those endorphins flowing. But mentally, for me, it's very important to keep stimulated and get those endorphins going, which make me feel better when I'm feeling a little bit down. And I think, let's face it, we're all feeling a little bit down in patches at the moment. It's a difficult and uncertain time, and getting active a little bit each day is which is one of the things that I use to combat that.
We've got somebody asking actually, did Erin learn any Urdu during her time in Pakistan? Miss Kiran wants to know.
I did.
She only learned all the bad words.
No, I learned a few bad words, that's for sure. But I learned some songs too. When in Pindi, all the time, I'd be like, Dekho barish ho rahi hai. It's raining. It's raining. Because it rained a lot. But little words like shukriya and bahut zadi hai when I was very cold the whole time.
Very cold.
Little phrases. But I would love to learn more. And language is so repetitive. Like, if you're not saying it all the time and you're not immersing yourself in the language, you do forget. So I find that I'm pretty good when I'm over there, and now I'm back in Australia, I'm like, how do I say that word again? I'll be practicing more before next year, I promise.
There's one more. Somebody's asking, I mean, we've spoken so much about cricket, but somebody's asking, what's your favorite Pakistani dish? So is there anything that in particular?
The biryani is so good. Like, you can't go past the biryani.
I was just gonna say.
Or the dessert, the gulab jamun.
Gulab jamun.
That one, oh my God, that is amazing. It's so delicious. And the one you gave me at, it comes in like the little terracotta dish. It's like rice based, but it's sweet dessert.
Is it a kheer? Is it a kheer?
Yes, it was. That's the name. I remember it's out of K.
It's like a rice pudding.
Yes, it was delicious.
Like a rice pudding. Yes, I know. I mean, don't remind me of all of this, because at this point of time, I'm only feeling more hungry by listening to all the desserts. But one thing that I think people would really want is that I know, of course, apart from the cricket chat that we've done, people need to find out certain recipes and certain foods that they can in particular eat at this time. I mean, the last thing you need, okay, everybody, by the way, is responding. Arooj, there's Ali Tareen. They're all saying it's firni, tuti, and then Arooj has said kheer. Everybody's giving their the word for the sweet that you were talking about.
Oh, thank you. I'm useless. I can never remember. I know what it looks like and I remember what it tastes like, but I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah. So I think Ben has kind of tuned off from our chat because he's sick of talking about beauty and hair and all of that. Yeah, no, I think he was really good with the rapid fire. I have to say that he gave some really good answers with the rapid fire that I did with him, and lots of questions on Babar Azam. What are his thoughts on Babar Azam? He's already mentioned Babar Azam, guys. He's spoken about how he is one of the best in the world. In case you guys missed out on this particular chat. But yeah, I was talking about healthy foods. Is there anything in particular like for, lunch or dinner that you make that you can make quickly, which you would suggest to people who are obviously everybody's at home right now, yeah,
Yeah.
so they all want to know, what can you make quickly just to eat, which is healthy?
So brekkie people, well, Ben in particular, he's a big fan of oats. It's just a really healthy, and a bit of protein powder he puts in as well for his morning, a bit of vanilla protein powder, or some fresh berries on top is just a really quick, healthy, easy breakfast to start your day. Lunch, I'm a big salad eater. Ben is not a big salad eater, but I love my fresh salads, and I try and keep them really interesting, and I usually put like a balsamic vinegar on it because it's a low calorie but very tasty dressing. Caesar salad dressings and things like that can be more high fat content, so there are sometimes food, but for me, a fresh salad or homemade sushi is really fun too. If you're after a little project with some brown rice, is always
Can you
a
make
fun one.
sushi, Erin?
Yeah, it's not hard. If you get bored, just have a little Google. It's a very easy, quick little thing to do. Otherwise, like a fresh wrap as well. A little bit of protein. I mean, I do eat meat. I really do like my meat. So, a lean chicken or salmon or things like that are